If we start talking about your FRM level 1 journey, okay, so level 1 FRM, when you were preparing, okay, you were preparing on your own, and then later on you took the question bank, right, from me. But when you were preparing, how many hours you were dedicating? What was the flow of the preparation that you were managing?
In terms of the qualification FRM, given that I had CFA, then I thought, okay, what are the other qualifications that I can take to enhance my career as well as my knowledge?
So when you were reading for level 1, which book you thought is more tough for you, more challenging for you, and how did you manage those that book?
For me, actually, it was a credit risk. And for the credit risk, I think there were much more tilt towards like formulas, some concept, theories, and other stuff, which I found somewhat difficult.
Okay. And how many mock papers did you solve overall?
So there were, I think, including GARP past exams, and it had four mock exams. I almost give like four exams, like including two GARP exam and two of the mock exams on the
And what was the average score out of 80? How many corrects you were getting?
like six in between 60 and 70.
From your experience, if you can give three tips on how to prepare for FRM exam, what would be that? Hello guys, I hope everybody is doing good. Hi, this is Ganesh Nayak. I help finance professionals and students to excel in their career and become a better version of themselves. And I also help students who are preparing for competitive exams like CFA, FRM, SCCA, SCR, and CIA. And today I have with me one of my students who has been able to clear the FRM Level 2 exam in the August 2025 attempt. Okay, and he's going to be talking about his journey and preparing for the exam. So we have with us Nadun. Nadun, thank you very much for taking out time and talking to us. For the audience, if you can give a brief, I mean, before starting FRM, what were you doing?
Yeah. So good morning, all of you, and thank you for having me, Ganesh. So almost 6 years experience in finance field and more than 4 years of the capital market. So I started my career as a equity research analyst, covering set of sectors like banking, construction, and materials. So
Okay.
eventually, I moved to Dubai, and I'm currently live and work in Dubai. And after moving to Dubai, I started my career here as a investment analyst in a multifamily office. So my
Okay.
work a lot was more tilt towards US market, covering like various asset classes, including equities, fixed income, derivatives, and the region is more popular for like the product for structured products, like a the
Okay.
like complex derivative strategies. And after working for
Mhm.
1 year, so I promoted as an associate portfolio manager to more involved with the firm level decision making and portfolio management other than doing only research. So apart from my work experience, I am a CFA charter holder too, and
Mhm.
now I have cleared FRM level 1 and 2. Today I actually
Oh,
got an email from GARP saying my CV also accepted for FRM also.
okay. Wonderful. Wonderful.
That's
Seriously, congratulations on that.
thank you very much.
And if we start talking about your FRM level 1 journey, okay, so level 1 FRM, when you were preparing, okay, you were preparing on your own, and then later on you took the question bank, right, from me. But when you were preparing, how many hours you were dedicating? What was the flow of the preparation that you were managing?
In terms of the qualification FRM, given that I had CFA, then I thought, okay, what are the other qualifications that I can take to enhance my career as well as my knowledge? And after
Hmm.
looking at the region and also the CFA and FRM is kind of a more popular and well recognized courses in like GCC regions also. So then
Okay.
I search about it, and to mention one thing, like I am born and brought up in Sri Lanka, and Sri Lanka
Hmm.
actually doesn't have the FRM facility or the institute or the exam centers. So you won't see much FRM professionals in Sri Lanka other than those who are living in and working abroad. So I had that privilege, and when I searched the exam, obviously I had few friends who is in region that have done the FRM level 1, 2, and who is the members. And when I talk to them, also they have mostly done through self study. Then I did my own research. I actually gave my level 1 exam in 2024 November.
Hmm.
I started to prepare it almost I think 5 months back, and I gathered Swisher books. Actually, that's for my CFA journey. Also, I was stick to Swisher books, and I did it
Okay.
also by self study. And
Okay.
obviously, given that I had some understanding about the markets and some concept, which helped me to
Hmm.
do my FRM level one in the self study manner. I started around like 5 months back. Complete my readings on Swisher books for one time, and I
Okay.
have a habit like I do my own notes for each and every chapter for like short note kind of a thing. Then I realized around like 2 months remain to the exam. Okay, now I have completed and gone through all the syllabus. So now I should practice questions. So then only
Hmm.
I face some challenges, because if you see the GARP website or the materials that the institute is also providing, not much equipped with the questions. And
Hmm.
given
Right.
that I have no accessibility or the any lead on the level one and anything regarding the course. Then I search about, okay, who are the best prep providers or the institute that help student to
Okay.
clear the FRM level one or level two. Then I the find Fintelligents that and Ganesh has posted on LinkedIn. Then I went to YouTube. Okay, the way that so explain and the way that categorize the sections and the questions and other stuff. Then okay, I thought, okay, why not I try this? Then I bought the question bank and I did the all the questions most of the time. And in between also I took your guidance. Okay, there is like a there have a lot to do actually. Then I asked you at the middle, okay, what should I prioritize? And you said me, okay, do the section wise questions and do the mocks. I did actually as per your guidance. So at the end
Hmm.
of the day, I gave the exam. I'm very happy that I actually had almost all the subjects for like higher contacts for the level one. Even I didn't thought that actually it has given the all the highest contacts for every chapter for level one.
Okay. Interesting. Interesting. And which so when you were reading for level one, which book you thought is more tough for you, more challenging for you, and how did you manage those that book?
So basically, as I mentioned, given that I gave the CFA earlier, so I was more
Right.
with the markets and like basic asset class related topics. But only like first challenge for me was quant part. I have
Hmm.
not come from the quant background or the statistical or mathematical background. I have come from the management background. So that was
Right.
the major challenge that I had to face. But when I read and when I do the question mostly, then I
Hmm.
understood, okay, this is the application, and I saw the video and I explained it very nicely. So as I mentioned, I create my own notes by gathering all the information from the book and the videos and the questions. It
Okay.
was not that hard with my strategy. So the quant part was a bit tough for me in the level one.
Okay. Interesting. And with respect to the level two, so level one, if do you remember what was the quartiles that you got?
All the quantiles are at the highest, more than seven.
One. Okay. Wonderful. And then you immediately started for level two, and you gave the exam in August. Correct?
I think I could have given in May, but for personal
Okay.
reason and because here we don't have study leave, so we have to utilize our annual leaves for the exams also. So, and due to some personal reason and going back to my home country, vacation and all those stuff, so I had to skip May exam and I took the August exam.
So you for level two, you joined our video lectures and everything, the full package, right?
Correct, correct.
So what was the process that you were following then for level two?
I started after coming the after release the level one result. Okay, I thought I had the imagination or I had the plan to do in May, but I when
Mhm.
I spoke to my family and other stuff, okay, then I decide by December, by Jan, okay, I'll take it on August. But I took the videos and the package January only. Some story like even though I bought and I started to study in between, I have to hold because I went to my home country and like
Mhm.
actually I started for exam on April end. Even though I purchased in Jan, the more like planned way to start my journey was on April end. So
Hmm.
after that also I immediately contacted you because even though I start from Jan, it was
Mhm.
not effective. It was like hold. I can't remember what I
Okay.
read the videos. So then I contacted you, sir. Then you said, okay, you have like limited time, just focused
Mm-hmm.
on major topics like market risk, credit risk, like small topics. Operation risk was like more lengthy and like kind of a very reading subject. So you told me, okay, focus first on market risk and credit risk, like watch all the videos and do all the
Mm-hmm.
questions. And if you have
Okay.
time, just go through other sections as well. What I did, I followed the same way. Then I realized in terms of other subject also, like liquidity risk and other subject other than operational risk were more familiar
Mm-hmm.
for me. Like I mentioned, given that I have given the CFA, that subject, the content was bit familiar. My approach for level 2, given that the limited time, was okay, I'll complete the full market risk and credit risk by watching the
Okay.
videos and going through the structure notes. And
Mm-hmm.
meantime, after I done that, I went through the other subjects other than the operation risk. All the special notes I went through fully for other
Mm-hmm.
subjects as well, but I only watched the videos fully for the market risk and credit risk only. But I covered and I read the all the other subjects other than operation risk on the social notes. For the operation risk, what I did, so I went through all the summaries and I wrote in the book, because I don't have much time for do my notes. As I mentioned, I do have a habit like creating my own notes, but I only
Right.
could do for the market risk and credit risk only this time. In the
Okay.
middle, also, like I had some doubt. Okay, whether am I prepared this time or should I like defer it? Then I thought, okay, why not? I have given like so many exams in my life. Why should I
Okay.
defer? Then I actually in the middle also I spoke to you. Okay, so this is my situation. I have read this all. I have completed all the two chapters, like all the chapters in market risk and credit risk. So what
Right.
should I do in terms of questions? Like previously also, this time also I was bit stuck in the question mark in the question section. So then
Right.
you don't, okay, go through the chapter wise questions and do all the mock. So that was the exact thing I followed. Eventually, I gave the exam in August and I was passed actually. So it's like a more like,
So
even though I purchased in Jan, it was more like a 2.5 month, 3 months preparation.
okay. Okay. But you solved the chapter-wise question for all the books, correct?
Yeah, for questions, actually, I could manage to solve all the question because I did
Hmm.
not read all the books. So I just went through the summary of operation risk and only
Okay.
liquidity and other chapters.
Okay. And how many mock papers did you solve overall?
So there were, I think, including GARP past exams, and it had four mock exam. I almost give like four exams, like including two GARP exam and two of the mock exams on the.
Okay. And what was the average score out of 80? How many corrects you were getting?
So it was always like six in between 60 and 70. Nothing
Okay.
more than 70, but sometimes like 55, 65, 63, likewise.
And which book was more tough for you? Which market, credit, operation? Which book actually you felt was creating a problem for you?
For me, actually, it was a credit risk, given that
Okay.
the syllabus and the like formulas and all the
Mhm.
other parameters, like I mentioned, like I did not come from the quant background, and for the credit risk, I think there were much more tilt toward like formulas, some constraint theories and other stuff, which I found somewhat difficult, but with your videos and questions and all those stuff, which was not that hard for me. But if you take overall and tell me like what's the most difficult among them, I would say like credit risk.
And when you went to the actual exam for level two, okay, how was that 4 hours journey or what happened in that 4 hours?
Yeah, so basically in first level, actually I went out also. I had some water and I just, it was like smooth
Okay.
for me. But level 2, I didn't stand up only. I just stick to the screens, and it was like actually for timing game for also, because some questions were like actually difficult for me. Even though I know, okay, this question has come from this chapter and I know this concept, getting towards the solving for the answer was a bit tough. So I would say mostly the time management is key in the level 2 examination, and for me also it was not smooth as level 1, but it was manageable, and
Okay.
obviously you
Now,
should not panic at the middle.
yes, very, very important. You should not panic because you might not be prepared 100% for the exam. But if you panic, whatever chances you have, you'll lose that also.
Yes.
Now, from your experience, if you can give three tips on how to prepare for FRM exam, what would be that?
So I would say let's start with like how long do you have for the exam preparation, and just prepare a plan. So as example, okay, if you have like 3 months, just see whether you can like the mentality when you are going for the exam. For me personally, the mentality that I can feel okay, I am ready is the most important thing.
Okay.
Anything I do, I will do okay by the exam time. If I do these things, okay, I am prepared. Then at the middle, okay, you can change the plan. As example, the first one I would say have a proper plan and stick to it. In the middle, it can
Okay.
be changed, but do the adjustment and stick to the plan. So
Okay.
the second thing is if you are doing a self study, always make sure ask for the guidance for the level all the level 1 and 2 from it can be from a person who has given the exam previously, or it can be a
Mhm.
prep provider like sir. So I think that advice will be a more important because given that there's a vast variety and vast set of learning outcomes, subjects, and if you study some part very hardly and okay you are very comfortable with that, but there won't be any question from that chapter. So that's problem you won't face if you spoke to people who has given the exam and who has with the exams and solo. So that was my second tip. And the third tip for the preparation, don't panic if you are far behind the plan, but just stick to the plan and boost your confidence and give it all what you got in the exam. So it will be not difficult.
Wonderful. Nadun, this is going to be really, really helpful. A lot of students, especially working professionals who are sitting out of India, they go for this exam, managing their work, managing their life, and preparing for the exam. And your journey would definitely help, especially the kind of challenges that you were mentioning about. You started in January, and but you actually prepared in April or April end. So that is very normal, and I see a lot of students facing that issue that they start the journey, but they are not able to consistently prepare. So your experience of how to manage the preparation, what was the smart approach that you used? Okay, that will really be helpful for all the students. So again, thank you again for taking out time and talking to us. This is really helpful for the students.
It was pleasure to have me. Thank you very much.